What is up, YouTubelets? It is PuddlesA1 here, and you can tell by the tone of my voice that I am really happy to bring you the second installment of Farewell Fridays. That's right, guys. Recently hit and surpassed 300 subs. One day, magically, got 7 subs out of nowhere. I went from 292 to 299, and I was really hoping on that 300th sub, just peek in there, but it didn't happen. And then the next day, my Pokemon Unite video went up because I am now a director on that channel. If you guys don't know about that, I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video. But I'm a director there, and I got a bunch of subs from that. So now I'm at 314, feeling good, and I appreciate everybody that came to join my channel and likes these teams. So, for those of you that don't know, this is the thing where I bring back and I showcase the Pokemon that I've been using one last time, and then they go into retirement and I start new stuff because I want to stay fresh. I want to stay, frisky. It's not really frisky. But anyway, I have my Ubers team because what I'm going to do now is bring back one team from the previous Farewell Fridays and just, go with that. So, look at my opponent's team. 4 out of 6 of his Pokemon naturally outspeed my entire team. 1 being Kyogre, if it's Choice Scarf, can outspeed my team, making it 5, and Deoxys D. So here we go. Now, he's going to lead off with this Kyogre as I decide to lead off with my Fortress. Now, I noticed that he doesn't have a spinner on his team. So what I'm going to want to do here is go for the Toxic Spikes because a lot of the Pokemon on his team do look like they have the potential to have Life Orb. And if they do, a lot of them have Life Orb, then that's going to rack up because Life Orb and Toxic damage, and that is going to do a lot of damage to him. But I only get 1 layer of Toxic Spikes up because I will not be able to live another Water Spout. There's really no chance for it to miss or anything. So it's fine. I don't really see myself needing Fortress that much in this battle because a lot of its Pokemon were special attackers. Actually, I think all of them were special attackers. That's weird. Anyway, go into my Groudon to get the sun up, and then I double switch out into my Reshiram thinking he's probably going to switch out now too, but he doesn't. He stays in and goes for another Water Spout, and I'm thinking I can take that. It's only neutral, the sun's up, and I do take it relatively well with over half HP, and now I know he's going to switch out because he's not going to stay in seeing as how much the Water Spout did, so I'm going to actually go for the Tailwind as he brings in this Deoxys defense form. Now, in my head, I'm thinking I am a modest Reshiram with max special attack, in the sun with Tailwind up, and I have the Stab Fusion Flare. I should be able to take this thing out. But I don't. It lives with a respectable amount of HP, and I did not see that coming at all because I have base 140 attack. That's not something I thought would live. So anyway, he's going to go for the agility, thinking that he can outspeed me on this next turn, and I also thought he could, but apparently he's not running timid or he's not running max speed because I am modest, like I mentioned, and I'm pretty sure that timid Deoxys outspeeds modest Reshiram just on base points alone. Well, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what the thing happens is he brings in the Kyogre. I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor, knowing he's probably going to go for the Water Spout because the rain's back up, and the Draco Meteor should do enough to the point where the Water Spout won't be enough to kill me, and that is exactly the case. It does just about as much as it did before when the sun was up, so I kind of feel like I should stay in here, go for a second Draco Meteor, but I'm already at -2. Tailwind's gone. I want to switch out of there, knowing he's probably going to switch out to preserve his Kyogre because he wants to win the Weather War, so I'm going to actually switch out and go into my Kyurem White, and he brings in this Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo is a huge threat, and I figure he doesn't have the Fire Blast because he is running the Rain team, kind of, and I could probably live in Aura Sphere, so I decided to stay in, risk it, go for the Draco Meteor, thinking I can take it out. I see Calm Mind, I'm thinking maybe I can't take it out. But luckily for me, I will be able to one-shot the Mewtwo even after +1. And had I even brought it down to a point where the poison damage would have taken it out, would have been absolutely fine. So now he sends in this Palkia, and I'm like, all right, well, something's got to die. The rain is up, so I thought maybe he'd want to go for the Surf or the Hydro Pump or something. So I send him my Reshiram, but he goes for the Draco Meteor, and I was like, I should have seen that coming. Unfortunately for him, he misses, and that's actually going to come into play later in the game. And it's really unfortunate that he does miss because my Reshiram will be able to come back in and do some more work. So I sent in my Ho-Oh here, which should have been my initial switch in to the Palkia because it was Palkia 900% of the time. That's not a real statistic, just made it up. And as you can tell, I do have enough bulk to live that Draco Meteor and have enough HP left to survive a -2-1, possibly -1 if he specs. I'm kind of thinking that specs damage because that did way too much. And I go for the Recover on this turn, thinking that he's going to stay in, but he actually switches out into his Tornadus, his Birdnatus, his Tornity, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to take a Hurricane, so I switch in my Groudon to get the sun up to make it, less accurate. But unfortunately for me, he's going to end up hitting it, but he doesn't get the Confusion, which I am okay with. I thought about setting up my rocks here, but then I realized that did way too much damage to me, and I see Life Orb, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can Life Orb stall this thing. So I switch out here, go back into my Ho-Oh, knowing that I can take a Hurricane because I'm at full HP now, but he goes for the Grass Knot, and I was like, oh man, had I stayed in, would have lost my Groudon. That would have been terrible. So now I know he's pretty much not going to want to stay in here, so what I'm going to do is what Ho-Oh does best. I'm going to set up a substitute as he brings in this Kyogre. Now, naturally, I'm not going to go for the Sacred Fire on any of his Pokemon because I do have the Stab Brave Bird. That's, what is Brave Bird's base attack, like, or base power, like 120, something like that. He's going to go for the Ice Beam, not going to take out my sub because Ho-Oh, it doesn't resist it, it's only neutral, and Ho-Oh has like 150 something special defense. It's ridiculous. I love this thing. Sub recover Ho-Oh is just beautiful. So sends back in the Birdnatus, the Tornadus, the Tornadus T, the Tornadus Theory in form, and he goes for the taunt. So now I can't go for the substitute. I can't go for the recover, but I went for Brave Bird anyway. Thought for sure I could take it out. For some reason I don't. Kind of unfortunate, but hey, that's the game. He's going to go for the Hurricane, not going to miss because the rain is up, and he will die to Life Orb. I was really hoping that I could go for the recover. I actually clicked recover, but then I was like, oh no, he taunted me. This is not going to happen. So I had to go for the Brave Bird there, and now he's going to, what does he bring in, Darkrai? Yeah, he brings in Darkrai, and then I'm like, I have nothing to put asleep. And I just go into my Groudon now, just because it's the only thing that I have that can't do anything to the team. So I see Darkrai and I'm like, okay, he's gonna go for the Dark Void. As long as he's like Focus Sash, as long as he's not like Life Orb, I should be able to deal with this thing, right? He's not Choice Scarfed, obviously, because the Kyogre's Choice Scarfed. So I'm gonna switch out here and I'm gonna go into my Reshiram as Death Fodder, but he goes for the Nasty Plot, and I'm thinking at this point I'm swept. Like, it's game over. I can't beat Nasty Plot Darkrai because he's at +2 now, outspeeds my whole team, and already put my Groudon to sleep. So he can't put anything else to sleep, but I really have nothing to take a +2 Dark Pulse from the Darkrai. So I'm really worried at this point because he's not Life Orb. So I'm thinking maybe he was Expert Belt, or not Expert Belt, but the other one. And then I remembered that I have my Terrakion with Choice Scarf, and I was like, yeah, finally. And then I took this thing out. Thank God. I thought for sure like he was gonna outspeed me because I've seen some weird things. The PAX Pokemon League did that to me. I had Choice Scarf Darkrai or something. No, my Darkrai outsped a Choice Scarf Gyarados, which was really weird. But I go for the close combat as he sends in the Palkia, and I don't take it out. What? And here he reveals Spatial Rend, and this is where I get kind of confused as to why he went for Draco Meteor as opposed to Spatial Rend, because Draco Meteor does have that chance to miss, and then it lowers your special attack, but Spatial Rend doesn't do that. And as you can see, my Reshiram was still alive, and then he got to set up the Nasty Plot basically for free. So that's where the Draco Meteor miss matters for him, or matters for me really, and him. So anyway, that's good game. The game's been done for a while. Don't know why I'm still rambling on, but good game. Sporadics, didn't mention that in the beginning, but this is game against Sporadics. You guys, if you want to check out Pokemon Unite, which I highly recommend that you do, because it supplies a lot of unknown YouTubers to apply for directorship there, and then they can possibly be on there. They get there for up to 500 subs, then they gotta quit, and then somebody else goes on, or you can just resign. It's pretty cool. I'm now a director on there, so check me out on there. Link will be from the Kyogre all the way to the Palkia. Go ahead and click that. It'll take you directly to the channel. Go ahead and click my Groudon to see my last video. Click the Fortress to see my next Farewell Friday upload, which should be up after this one at some point. Give it a couple hours, but that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all your support, and thank you for 300 subs. Peace, love, and later, Gators.